Zdarec, lidi, tady Kozel a já vás vítám u druhého dílu ze hry Gothic 2-Noc Havrana. V minulém díle jsem teda skončil nakonec před bránama, ale jak jsem říkal, za kamerou jsem to přelez a musíte dopadnout sem. Jo, tady to není tak vysoko, že tady se nezabijete. Chvilku mi to trvalo, než jsem si tam zase trefil, ale jsem tu. Takže v dnešním díle nás čeká prozkoumávání Khorinisu.
Halt, stranger. I didn't see you come through this gate.
And
And the guards on the other gate have orders not to let any unknown persons into the city.
well,
I shall have to have a word with those, but now for us two. I am Lothar, paladin of the king and humble servant. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't...
Takže tady mizí obyvatelé.
the townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
Tak se představit,
All right.
co máte za zákony.
The Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is second. The town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the Paladins. Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any questions?
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion. I agree with you.
No, nám stejně asi nic dobrýho nepoví.
Why won't they listen to me?
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs, but don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen. As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town hall.
I have come to get the eye.
The sacred Eye of Innos. How do you know about it?
A magician told me.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of, but he certainly didn't mean for you to get your fingers.
But
I don't want to hear any more about it.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
where can I find work?
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you, however, if you were thinking about looking for work in the Harbor District, for the scum of the city live there. Don't even go.
Jasně.
Really didn't deserve that.
How do I get accepted?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only...
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to...
Nobody will learn.
Kecáme s Andrem, tak kde najdu, abych mohl strávit
Where can I
noc.
spend?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel. The Paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to... The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged.
Takže máme postel zdarma.
Really not my problem.
Where can I find?
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city.
Já to vím.
Nothing surprising.
Co musím dělat, no těm ho teda naštvou.
You mustn't believe
A
everything you hear.
to stačí.
I've got to go.
As long as you're in the
musím.
King's Paladin.
Mi to stejně extra nic moc neřekne. Tak měšťan, Rupert.
Nobody will
Hello,
learn
strange. You must be hungry and thirsty. Perhaps I can...
anything. Nobody ever
To je
asked for my
obchodník.
I was actually on my.
There's little chance of that. Since the Paladins made themselves at home in the upper end of town,
believe everything you hear.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
me? Nah, I don't have much say. There are a few people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guard. Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to him.
I've heard of
Where can I find?
You're standing right outside his shop.
but no.
A co ostatní?
What about the other influential citizens?
The merchants and master craftsmen here on the main street are the most important figures in the city. You should try to get accepted by one of them as an apprentice like me. Since I started working for Mateo, the people in the city treat me...
Insisted he knew better.
I need some money, and
I've heard that Bosper has trouble with his suppliers. His shop is right over there. They say he pays pretty well.
It can't go on like this forever.
A na prodej máš blbosti, tak vlastně je tady 5 řemeslníků, tady vlevo je teda ten Mateo.
Quite obvious.
Za něm se hned skočíme pokecat.
What can I do for you?
what are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather. Still unused. Interested?
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to this city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and...
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
The paladins seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What do you...
I've got an important...
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guard?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my... But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you because they have their orders.
So, can you help me get into the upper...
It seems to be really important to you. The question is how...
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here, but it'll cost you.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the masters... As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
What are you asking for?
100 gold pieces.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But...
In principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
where can I find this?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the...
Why don't you take me on?
I would, but the other masters wouldn't agree. I just recently took on another...
How do I get the approval?
You just
No,
have
prostě
to
pro něco
convince
bylo
them.
udělat, no,
Go
to je
and
jasný.
talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave your...
Where could I sign?
Basically, with any master here on the main that would be Harrod the Smith, Bosper the Bowmaker, Thorben the Carpenter, or Constantino the Alchemist. One of them is bound to take, but it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here.
Jo, dobře. Takže tady vám řekl, že je tady 5 mistrů, ke kterým si můžeme přidat. Já se teda se vší pravděpodobností přidám tady jako vždycky ke Bosperovi.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft... what brings you to Khorinis?
To bude vykupovat potom všechny kůže, který
I need to get...
Where the paladins are?
stáhnu.
You need to be... As a stranger, you stand no chance...
Tak vykoupí je za plnou cenu.
I'm looking for...
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days. Do you know anything about hunting?
Well...
I could teach you how... I'll pay you well for every...
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can... His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
What if I want...
Balderdash. Herod and Matteo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is alone. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. I, on the other hand, am an... But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other
I want to...
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course...
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like. Or, you can start with one of the other masters, if that's what you really want.
Dobře, tak mi řekni, jak
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, you take a shot, bring me the...
A to nepotřebujeme, protože to... Tak.
Hey,
You're new in town, huh?
Yes, and what about you?
I've come from the mainland, and now I'm hanging around here. I'm almost out of gold, so all I can do now is join the militia, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I won't be slaughtered by those orcs on the king's behalf.
What can you tell me about the militia?
One of the paladins has taken command. A certain Lord Andre. He's trying to mobilize half the city in case the orcs attack. But you need to be a citizen of the town in order to be admitted. As far as I know, if you're not a citizen, you can train anyway. But you...
What else can you tell me about Lord Andre?
He has taken over the position of judge as well. If you cause any trouble in this town, you're gonna have to... I was once in a brawl with a citizen. He went crying to Lord Andre. That little matter cost me 50 gold pieces. I was lucky that it happened at night. The more people complain about you in this town...
Když se tady s někým, když mi tady dělá nějaký problém, tak budete muset jí zaplatit pokutu.
Who did you fight with?
With a fellow named Valentino.
Takže vás
He often
nachytají,
hangs
tak
out in the
kradete, nebo
tavern near the
něco
temple.
uděláte, tak
I'm not usually a...
dobrý. Tak, Mr.
Ah,
Thorben.
fresh face. You're not from Khorinis, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere. What winds have blown you here?
Hledám práci.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about...
The only thing I can make out of wood...
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Where is
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some...
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
Have you reported that?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy he can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Khorinis.
Is that so? What do you know about the Paladins?
Not much. They arrived by ship 2 weeks ago from the mainland. Since then, they have withdrawn to the... Nobody here really knows exactly why. Many are afraid of an attack. I suppose, however, that they are here to quell the farmers' rebellion.
Do you know any...
Rumor has it that Onar, the landowner, has hired mercenaries to keep the king's... He was probably tired of having to throw his harvest along with his livestock. All we notice of this in town is that the food prices keep rising. Onar's farm lies far to the east of here. We wouldn't know if there's any fighting going on there. And if you want to know more, ask the merchants in the marketplace. They get...
What if I want to start an apprenticeship?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the god. Say, are you...
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
Jasně.
I've come up, my niece. What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Greta should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
A to uvidíme, jestli má peníze.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Tady.
Wait a minute.
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. My name is Greta. Ever since my husband died, I've been running the household for my uncle Thorabin.
Mateo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Mluví se na manžela.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in...
How dare you, uncouth lout. All right.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
Jasně, takže máme 100 pro Matea. A dalších 25 zkušeností. Smrta se zkušenostma. No, ještě jich potřebujeme dost. A tady pokecáme s kovářem.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city. And then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position, and I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good...
Jsem žádný
I'm
budišky,
not
že
as
mu...
good for nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's wep. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Takže tak chce najít nějakou skřetí zbraň a tady ještě Konstantino alchymista. Hrozně ukecaný díl.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most of... You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as a...
Jasně.
I want to sign up with one...
You have come to it. As far as I'm concerned...
Vlastně tomu je to úplně jedno, ale stejně ty bylinky přineseme. No. Tak, tady skočíme rovnou za Vatrasem.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and showed... Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adonis, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for...
Mám pro tebe
Here,
dopis.
I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this...
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Tell me about the...
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Now, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
Tak, a teď mu nesmíme lhát.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in...
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Khorinis.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country, and you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you...
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a... Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the Sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that...
I have freed many people. The bear...
Even if you can reel... The great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Khorinis these days, harassing the pot. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city.
So what would be an appropriate...
Khorinis is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the Paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful... The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust.
I shall do that.
Já ještě potřebuji to požehnání.
I'm asking your blessing. I want to start...
Go with the... Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Dobře. Tak, tady byl ještě hospodský, mám za to, ten taky měl nějaký úkol.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat.
And how's business going?
Don't remind me. Lord, hardly anybody comes here now, except for...
What's wrong with them?
Some of those swells could... Take that Valentina, for instance. But I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been...
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough. I went to see the militia about it, but they couldn't find a thing.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the market, he said that there was this fella that he used to bump. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. Khorinis is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gate. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end, and then early in the morning, it's the same.
What do I have to...
Well, you need to be a citizen of the preferably with a craft. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard.
Takže tobě bude muset najít stříbro, co ti ukradli. Tak, jde dál. Směrem k tržništi.
I am Hacker. The weapons. Every man should carry a weapon these days.
Who says things like that?
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of what even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short... They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than a... In return, I now get to live in the hotel.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They rob, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city. You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Khorinis?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. But what happened the other day was real. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers, where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon, but Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking.
Where did they hold?
Near Akhil's farm. Just go out after a while.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself?
How much is the matter worth to?
That's a dangerous... Well, it's all right with me.
A 100 laťáků, dobře.
Innos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, but I'm warning you, if you're planning on help...
Just a moment. Do I look like a...
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my...
Somebody stole from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaru. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days, and every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard... I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
I could get your gold back for you.
Oh? And why would you do that?
I want part of the...
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your...
Why didn't you call
The guards only respond if a thief is caught, and when I noticed my purse was missing, the bastard was already gone.
How much gold?
50 gold... Now, be careful. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. So, think of...
I shall.
Tak. Tady je další obchodník. Zuris.
I'm Zurus. Do you need an essence of healing or a
Má
magic
tvary
elixir?
a magické svitky.
Show me.
I just received...
Tebe si hned... Později si nakoupím ten ohnivý déšť, ty si budu schovávat, ty se budou hodit v pozdější fázi hry. Ledový blok je taky dobrý kouzlo. A já budu potřebovat spánek. Tak. Tak tam předřešíme tohle.
What do you want?
But she has had that spot long enough.
And what's my part?
I will give you a letter to stick in her... Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah, if she lands in prison, you pocket the bounty. You have 2 days to accomplish...
All right, looks like...
You're a clever lad.
How am I supposed to force...
Let her show you her... And bear in mind, I am...
I've gotta go.
Suit your...
Takže teď se teda splníme ten slib, co jsme mu dali venku.
When the paladins came, but they let Herod make their weapons. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food. It's only a small consolation.
Show me...
Moje zbraně. Kvalitní krátký meč.
What's the problem?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends on Onar, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar. They come as far as the small farms outside.
To přeskáčeme.
Where will...
If you go out of the east gate, it leads up, but I would...
To taky vím, kde najdu, takže to nepotřebujem.
Joras, damn it!
Drhej, tak to jsou vlastně úkoly na to, aby jsme se dostali do cechu zlodějů.
Stranger. My name is Baltra. I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint, but I'll be getting...
Have you got a job?
No, I already have an errand boy.
Neboj, za chvilku budeš mít pro mě úkol. Počkej, už jsem tady, tak... Se necháme vyvěštit tedy budoucnost.
How strange. Well, welcome.
Who are you?
My name is Abu Jin ibn Jadir ibn Omar Khalid bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer.
To je dlouhý složitý jméno. Kážeš
Can
předvídat
you make me a
budoucnost?
prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee. Oh,
How much do you want?
for a paltry... Remember.
A 25 je dobrý. V každé kapitole, když sem přijdete,
Tell me
necháte si
about the
vyvěštit
future.
budoucnost za menší poplatek, ale dostanete zkušenosti. Každý dostanete víc.
They are guarding an entry, an old tunnel, the Valley of Mines, men in shining
A vždycky vlastně když vám
A
to
magician.
věští, tak vám bude říkat, co budete dělat v další kapitole. Nebo co vás tam plus minus
He's
čeká.
waiting for you. Fire! An attack! A mighty creature. The flames, many shall die. What is that? A city. Ruins. Quarholdron in Jarkandar. He is summoned. Quarholdron in Jarkandar. I'm sorry.
A to je zatím všechno, to mi stačí. Počkej, to vlastně bych chtěl ještě nějaký ten tabák.
What kind of tobacco?
My pipes are filled with help yourself when
Do you have other tobacco?
I offer only the very best tobacco. This apple plant is earth, of course. I'm always open to trying a different sort of...
How's that done?
Start with my apple tobacco as a basis, and then try combining it with another ingredient. This is done at an alchemist's bench.
Where can
I shall give you 2 portions if you crave more.
Dík. Potom už vytvořím nějaký jiný. Tak ti ho dám taky. Tak, ještě jsem chtěl skočit, tady je ten mák ohně.
What do you want to direct a prayer?
Přišel jsem si pro požehnání.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, without a modest donation to the church, it is impossible for me. How else can I be certain of your good?
Kluci přišel.
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians. We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and
I need to talk to the paladins.
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. And of course, to us.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be However, the path to acceptance is long.
So, how much does...
Well, that... You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accept. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Taky podle toho, kolik máte u sebe peněz, tak podle toho bude vám to sebere, tak zapadne to není zase tak hrozný.
What do you...
I have discussions with...
Tak, to jsme vyřešili. No, to teda budeme říct Lordu Andrému.
Innos be with you, stranger.
Počkej, poté přišel jsem si vyzvat na odměnu. Sarah prodává zbraně.
Sarah is selling weapons to Onar.
Sarah? The weapons...
She has a letter in her pocket which details the delivery of arms.
She won't get away with that.
I've got an important...
Well, you stand before one of his men. What is this?
It's about a sacred artifact, the Eye of Innos.
The Eye of Innos. I have never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If there truly is an artifact of this name, only the highest members of our order...
That's why I have to talk to Lord Hagen him...
Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are in the service. It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members.
I want to take up service with the paladins.
Good. I can well use every able man here, no matter what his reason. If you place yourself in the service of the paladins, I shall help you get an audience with Lord Hagen. However, I have my orders only to accept citizens. My commander is afraid that spies or saboteurs could sneak in. He wants to limit the risk this way. Therefore, you must first be a citizen of the town. Whether this rule makes sense or not is disputable.
Is there a faster way to join you?
You're really serious about this, aren't you? Good. Listen, I have a problem. If you solve it for me, I shall see to it that you are accepted. But the most important thing is, you must not breathe a word of it to anyone.
What's your problem?
Recently, there have been a number of thefts in the city. Thus far, we have not been able to capture anyone. The thieves are simply too skillful. The scum know their business. I'm sure it would not amaze me if there were a thieves' guild in Khorinis. Then I shall see to it that you are accepted into the militia. But you must say nothing about our agreement.
Where should I start looking?
If I knew that, I'd go there. I can only tell you this much. We recently turned the entire harbor district upside down and found nothing. Absolutely nothing. But you are an outsider. They will not... You could ask around the harbor first, but be careful. If the people there realize that you are working for the Paladins, you will...
Why are you...
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger. You need not worry.
What should I do?
If it's a matter of a lackey, a henchman, or some small fry, it would be best if you avoid a fight. You should rather come to me and report. I shall then see to it that the fellow winds up. The city guard could intervene in an open battle, and you would not have the opportunity of explaining to them what is going on. Furthermore, there is a bounty for every rotten apple you put behind bars. However, if you locate the leader's hideout, well...
What should I...
Let me make one thing clear. To be a soldier, it is a dirty and even bloody job. Once you are one of us, a great deal of work will be... But it is worth it. Besides the pay, you might someday have the chance of becoming a...
About...
Just leave me alone.
Nechci otravovat, dobře. Takže jsme si pokecali. Začíná být tma, tak si tady někde vychrápem.
I guess some people just have to learn the hard way.
Ne, z té pastele už. Že budu muset platit na pokutu za to, že jsem tady sebral ten meč.
Yeah, get out!
Tak. Budeme teda za tím rengárem. Ten útek semhle za ten strom. Tady čeká. Poslušně. Mám tě.
Gotcha.
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy... You had better... I should turn...
What else do you...
Get lost.
Oh.
Říci, že jsem ho neprásknul. Tak se nám by neměla furt zavírat ta cesta do cechu, jinak když by jsem ho prásknul, tak
What are you doing?
se nemám šanci do toho cechu z lidi dostat.
Get out of here as fast as I can. But the way it looks right now, this ship will never...
Why are you in such a hurry?
Soon the orcs will come and...
What makes you think that?
Boy, have you noticed the paladins running around everywhere? Why, I tell you, they're here because the orcs will attack soon.
Can I help you some?
Yes, you can. Find out what the paladins... And I have to know if one of the bastards was evil. Just bring me all the information. I need to know how much...
What's going...
The orcs are...
I only want...
The big... To be...
Bla, bla, bla. Tak, uvědoměštění, tamhle ten frajer se tam sedí, ten má mapy.
Ahoy, you landlubber. Looks like you're stranded. You look a bit pale around the gills. Never mind, my lad. All you...
What are you doing here?
No big deal, not at all. But that old tower came closest to what I call a home. I haven't been up there in ages.
Why not?
Ever since these scallywags took over my lighthouse, I haven't dared get closer to it than 20 feet. Really bad rabble, that. They're criminals from the Valley of Mind. There was this big bang on the other side of the mountains, and they swarmed all over the land like flies. Now they're hiding out everywhere. I think they're on the lookout for any ship they can raid. Ah, let them. Then at least they'd be out of my tower.
Do you come to town often?
I always say a town is only as good as its harbor. A harbor is the gate to the world. Once the harbor goes to the dogs, the rest of the city will...
It's not what I heard.
Tak.
Exactly what I said.
A tady mám verse.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here? Did you swim here? That's one way to get past the guards at the city gate.
Hey, Laris, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Samozřejmě si
Of course I
pamatuju
remember
Leeho.
Lee. I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Really? How interesting.
Do you know anything?
The questions you ask. Of course, there's a thieves' guild here, just like it, and every petty pickpocket or fence is probably connected to it somehow.
Vatras sent me.
So you've already been to see Vatras? Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially, tell me what you need.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
I could take the...
I think I'd better take it there myself. Only, I can't leave here.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I must...
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
Do you know why the paladin...
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs. It probably has something to do with the old people.
So what's your business with...
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an...
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get...
You're talking about...
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Vatra.
Getting... All right. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
The militia.
The paladins have set up their provisions store by the harbor. Their provisions master is a good friend of mine. Maybe he can do something for you. His name is Martin.
Everybody knows.
Tell me...
The ring is to the water mages what the... But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Khorinis. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure. I want to join...
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
What did you do to impress...
I protected them for a long time, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
What's it like to...
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Khorinis. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you. The only thing we truly require... We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders... We shall keep an eye on you. Everything...
Everybody knows.
I see. What exactly...
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe, but you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine. If you wear my ring, The rest of get someone to take over my duty. One of us is always keeping an eye on them. You had better go talk to all those standing around. Tell him to see to it that some...
Sežám ti náhradu. Víš, že bych ten cech našel?
Do you know where I can find the...
No offense, but even if these people usually react very... If you want to get involved...
Jo, takže... Potřebuji
I need
tvoji
your... And
pomoc.
what exact...
Zbraň.
I need a bet.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Prachy.
I need some... Don't we all? So go to him and borrow...
Že to nějak stejně nepomůžeš. Tak zatím teda jsme spolu dokecali. Co vezmeme ještě dál.
Hey, you! Where you going? No matter what your plan, you're right in front of sailors from the most remote. And now, it's you who has the chance, nay, the honor. Come on in and...
Já do bordelu se taky potom půjdem podívat, ale momentálně to není nutný. Alvor, další.
Hey, do you need fish? It's better to watch out who you tell.
Can you tell me something about those
Missing people? This is a harbor, pal. The sea is treacherous and bound to claim a life now, and captains of large vessels will always sign on. And if they don't find any volunteers, some people...
Are you missing something?
Me? No.
Do you know of anyone who's gone missing?
No idea. Ask the ship.
What ship?
Good.
That's not what I heard.
Ukaž mi svý ryby.
Show me.
A momentálně máš jenom tudlety, jo. A potom má nějaký plněný. Petr rybář. Asi až tamhle vzadu, ten taky někoho postrádal. Tady vlastně nahoře, jak jsou ty bedny, tak tam je ten Martin, jak říkal o něm ten Lers. To je obchodník a má u sebe pěkný meč, ale má ho tam jenom vlastně ten první moment, kdy si u něj otevřete ten inventář. Pak je tam asi třeba 5 minut a pak zmizí a už ho nebude mít. Stojí asi 2,5 tisíce. Ale je to jako dobrý meč. Vlastně pokud vím, tak potřebuje 60 obratnost a má 120 poškození, což je moc pěkný. Pak se dá případně ještě najít, mám takový pocit na 2 místech.
You're a fisherman?
Now how did you ever guess that? Can't you simply leave me alone? Don't take it personally.
Trouble with
those bastards keep coming here and taking whatever they... Last week, I know that every... And, but if...
Blah, blah, blah. Byl jsi z
you
Paladiny.
talk to the paladins about this?
Are you joking? Do you really think they'd be interested?
Maybe I can help?
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to know something. The paladins will hardly buy the...
I shall see what I can... Can you tell me something?
My friend William started hanging out with a bunch of shit. One day he simply didn't show up for work. And that's the...
Your buddy William has disappeared.
So he has. He should have stayed well...
When did you last see him?
Only a few days ago.
Maybe he just went out.
That's not very likely.
What's he been up?
William had some shady dealings with the... I think it was all about contraband that...
What bastard?
I don't know who they are, or... I only know the place where they met up with William. I just happened to see William there when...
Where exactly?
There's a bay opposite the harbor, north of here. There's a beach there.
A do ty zátoky se půjdeme hned podívat.
I think I've...
Spare your...
Se ještě válí syrový maso. Takže to bychom měli zatím tady vyřešeno. tam vlastně za tou skálou, vlastně tady vlastně průchod, tak tam je ta galeona, na který připojili ty paladinové, ale tam teďko nevím, jestli by nás vůbec pustili, ale tím to není třeba, ale v průběhu hry se tam dostaneme. Vlastně budeme muset, no, nebudeme spoilerovat. Takže tady jsme si s ním pokecali. Zaběhnu se teda podívat do té zátoky. To je pořádná ryba. Hopla. Musíme kousek odplavat. Se pozbírat každý nesmysl, co se tady povaluje, protože se to dá prodat. A kamenná deska. Jsou užitečné věcičky, to se potom budou hodit. A tady je skip. Pirát. Mušle, na které jsou blbě vidět. Další rybičky.
There you are at last. I've just a moment. You're not a merchant from town, are you? Where is
Baltram, you're waiting for him.
Smart kid, aren't you? That's what I just said. That good-for-nothing junk merchant seems to have... If only I could get my hands on...
Who are you?
I don't see how that's any of your business. But if you must know, my name is Skip. Does that ring a bell?
Who?
Are you telling me you've never heard of Skip? Holy shit! I'm one of Khorinis' most wanted criminals. Me and my boys have been the scourge of the waters around this crummy island for Come on!
You're...
Yes, damn it! That's plain to see. I'm so bored. I could...
Where do you come from?
You want to know where our If I tell you that, I might as well invite the militia. And, in case you would like to pay us, the island of Khorinis is large. And no one ever gets to where we are. And then you'd have to find your way through the cliffs as well. Nobody gets through there. There are only 2 people who know the path. And you're not...
A lot of citizens are missing, and everything seems to indicate that you're not quite innocent in the matter.
Damn it. It's not what you think it is. Do I look like a slave trader to you? No, I only transport goods. What they are, we have shipped all kinds of things. First, it was just regular stuff. Well, but then they started to kidnap the inhabitants of the city. All we did was...
Who are you talking about?
The bandits, of course. Who else? The filthy scum. And not just here, around...
Just
A name? You want to know who's leading the bandits? Damn it! What was that bastard's name again? I just can't recall. But I can show you where to... Have you got a decent map?
No.
Then I guess I'll have to give you... There's a very big farm far to the east. He's got some fairly large... That's where I remember...
Yeah. Extra, vidíš, to jsme spolu.
Where did you take those?
I already told you.
Where did you...
I already told you.
Tak, tady máš tak ještě nějaké drobnosti, které si můžu vzít. Takže jsme zjistili, že ty unesený lidi, takže odváží piráti s banditama do jiné části ostrova. Tak. Tady vlastně jak jsou ty dveře, tak ty vedou do toho cechu zlodějů. Ale ty jsou zamčený a potřebujeme dostat klíč. A na to ještě musíme splnit pár úkolů. Takže teďko, ale to řekneme Larsovi o zmizelých lidech.
Tell me what you... The first was William, one of the fishermen here, and at first we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten, but not too long afterwards, other people started... Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stop. Isn't... The militia is pretty useless. They're never going to clear the... About the...
Já vím, kam šli. Dobře, takže s tebou zatím mluvit nebudem. Do hospody se mi teďko taky nechce, oběhnu to. Borkou jsem mluvil. S obchodníkem taky. Učíme za Aginácem. Měšťaní. Tady kovář.
What led you into this poor area?
I've lost my way.
Then watch out that you aren't robbed. It would seem that we have a few thieves in the city. Who would the city guard recently took?
What do you know about the thieves?
Nothing. But all the citizens are scared and have become distrustful. But don't get caught in strange houses. No one... Yeah, you gotta protect yourself against thieves. A sturdy cudgel.
Can you teach me?
I'm forging a few fittings, but I don't know enough about forging. Well, if you want to learn that, go see Harry. But if you want to train your muscles a bit, well, I can...
Takže ten můj za nějaký poplatek bude učit sílu, tady nic a tady je ten Ignác.
Ah, you've come just in time. I'm in need of... I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all...
I have developed a new spell. A spell of... I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have...
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you. I know the recipes for healing and mana.
Tell me more about the
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from...
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on...
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are... Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
All right, I'll try.
Then take this once you're done.
Další úkol. Já když už jsem tady... by mělo jít snad tady taky takhle nějak vylíst. A se mi nepovedla. Nevím, jestli se tím budu zdržovat, kvůli tomu jsem si správně pro jistotu koupil ten svitek s tím spánkem. Protože by měli vyskočit tady na tu střechu, přelíst potom na... Jak tady chci je. Já vlastně přijít tamhle na tu hradbu za ním a...
Oh, no one. He didn't get that from me.
Nejde si. Vlastně by si sem skočilo. A ušetřilo by se vlastně za ten svitek, ale... Jakož se nechci zase půl hodiny zdržovat s tím, že tady budu trapně se tam trefovat. Tak tu stráž uspím, rychle to seberu. A jdu pryč. Ty máš plnej stav. Tak, vezme si hned koženou zbroj, vypadáme líp. Máme spoustu věcí na prodej. A tady Pablo.
Hey, you, wait, you look...
What do you want?
I've seen your face before somewhere, right?
This is gonna change.
Here, we found this picture on some band. Apparently, those guys were looking for you.
It can't go on like this forever.
Božínku, to není možný.
Gee, I'd never have thought of that myself.
Very funny. What did those guys want from you?
Ask them yourself. You've got them safely locked.
No, they're dead.
I guess we'll never know then.
If you're in some kind of trouble, go talk to Lord Andre.
Takže to jsme vlastně proběhli tady kolem dokola. Takže teď už mi chybí akorát vlízt do hospody. Eldor, tady je vlastně ten lichvář. Tam taky zatím nepotřebuju. Se popereme s tím.
Hey, I don't... should have known that.
Jo, vadí ti to?
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no...
Uklidni se.
Calm down.
Okay, but it'll cost you 50...
I never knew that.
Forget it.
Then I'll take everything you have.
You hardly know who to believe.
Ah.
Show him! Show him! Show him!
Už bychom se zlepšili v těch jednoručkách, protože...
Show him! Show him! Show him! Hit him! Give it your all! Show him! Hit him!
Vezmi si všechno, co máš.
Anything's possible.
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
I bet you over here...
So what's that to you? Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information...
We'll see about that.
I'll give you no more than...
What? 5 gold pieces?
No, it doesn't work.
You're a scoundrel, you know that?
I need info.
Kde bych mohl najít práci?
Where can I find work?
You're not likely to find work down here at the harbor. But if you wield a decent blade, you could go challenge Ulrich. He fights for gold behind the warehouse.
Jo, to taky dáme, pak... Nějakou zvláštní
Is there any
práci.
special work to be had around here where I could make some quick money?
Something special, you say? Go talk to Nagur then.
Got any?
I've got something for you, but that should only interest you if you're a man of...
What have you got?
Well, Zorus, the potion vendor in the marketplace, currently has a guest, Darren the fire magician.
And?
He had a new chest made specially for him by Thorben the carpenter. They say that this Darren has bought a bunch of valuable stuff with him. But you didn't hear that from me, understand?
Dobře.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Agur.
Cardiff says...
Well, well. So you're looking for a special job. Okay.
What does that mean?
That means you do what I say and you get a third of the profits. If you don't like it, then there's no job.
We're business partners, so it's...
Okay. I thought I'd give it a shot. Of course, we'll split our profits fairly.
All right, what's your plan?
You know the merchant Baltram, don't you? If not, this Baltram has a messenger who supplies him with goods from Akil's farm. That is, he had a messenger. Until I could. Your job is to get hired by Baltram and fetch the delivery from Akil. You bring it to me, and then I'll sell it on to an interested customer. And just don't try selling.
How much will the profit be?
I can't say exactly, but I estimate around...
Where is
Leave the city by the east. Go up.
When should I talk to Bulk?
You can go right away.
Where
he has...
Na tržniště asi.
Well,
good. Then get on your way.
Tak. Co to ještě?
You know you're...
Sure thing.
Asi neřekneš nic extra zajímavého. Takže jo, já si myslím, že pro... Ukáž. Stávací úkolů tady je nazbíráno víc než dost. A už se mi to vlastně časově docela natáhlo, takže pro dnešní video to tady zapíchneme před hospodou. A v příštím díle teda začneme asi plně nějaký ty úkoly. Myslím si, že jsme to proběhli to město tak nějak celý, víceméně. A ještě se určitě, že jo, tady budeme různé věci stavět, takže zbytek už si proběhneme během hry. Takže jo, takže já vám moc děkuji za shlídnutí, mějte se fajn a uvidíme se zase u dalšího dílu. Tak zatím čus bus.